this poor mouse is in and the rats in the trash. Much I complain about these things to the court, to the city, to the Section 8, to whoever. And whenever you make a complaint, the people who are supposed to help you make sure you have a safe, secure place to live turn on you and try to make you into a criminal or the person whose fault it is that there's this problem. But it's not my fault. I've been catching mice in this apartment for 6 years, hundreds of mice. And the people who come here and say that the reason is because I have too much stuff in my apartment are wrong. There's no mice in my apartment because of how much stuff is in my apartment. There's mice in my apartment because the management of this building does not manage the building professionally or correctly. And they shouldn't have a license to operate a business in Yonkers. And if they don't have a license, then how can they operate a business here? How can this be? How can it be for 20 years that this is going on and the building inspection department doesn't seem to know about it or care about it or do anything about it? But when anyone complains, then they come and try to throw the person out and accuse the person that's complaining of doing wrong. This is called retaliation, and it's against the law. And this is also called gross negligence on the part of the city of Yonkers, the government, the elected officials, the appointed officials, and the people who work in the city of Yonkers, the employees of the city of Yonkers, are guilty of gross negligence. This seems to be really the point of my case, which I'm trying to prove, but the court isn't going to let me prove it. Why? Why does the court want Yonkers to be a place where there's mice in houses and no extermination and where there's no heat? Now, it's 7 a.m. or a little bit after that on November 10th, Saturday. The temperature, according to my phone, is 48 degrees outside, and the other phone says 45 degrees. But the paper that the city gives me tells me that there's supposed to be heat in this building at this time. But there's no heat in this building. If there was heat in this building, this pipe in this bathroom would be hot. It wouldn't be cold. This is the pipe, puts the heat into this building, to this bathroom. Here it is. Now my hand is on it. It's not hot. I can hold it. It's not hot because there's no heat, because there's no fuel being burned to make heat. Now, I don't know if there's no fuel being burned to make heat because the management doesn't have enough money to pay for it or not. But I do know that I have a lease. And the lease, there's this idea that I'm supposed to follow certain rules and the landlord's supposed to meet certain obligations, one of which is supposed to be heat. She's supposed to give me heat. It's part of the lease. Well, for 6 years, I haven't had heat at night from 12 midnight till 6 a.m., except maybe 5 or 8 nights during the winter, maybe the night before Christmas or some strange time, or maybe her fuel system was broken, and instead of not refusing to give heat when it was supposed to be giving heat, maybe it gave it heat anyway. So maybe she thought it was broken because she was able to continue. I don't know why this is dark. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this is my video. I'm going to post it on YouTube. Thank you. Richardpaulhobbs at gmail.com. Copyright November 10th, 2018.